Yeah, nobody's talking. Anyway, I'll just continue. So when you click on show results, yeah. No, that one's for search. Yep. So Figma is presenting some of the things that they've updated on, but Mr. David has already said that he was going to tell me next. Okay, I've not even upgraded. Navigate to. Okay. So yesterday was different. If you could remember, am I still inside class? Hello, everyone.
Hello, good morning.
I
Yes, I
can
said
hear
this pop-up was different from yesterday on.
you.
Is that right? Or you guys did not notice? That means you did not go back yesterday to check about prototype. In fact, this thing was here before. It was at this side. But because due to the upgrade, it was here. So before everything was displayed, but now they have it in a drop-down menu. But we still have our navigate. Now they have a lot. They have navigate, set variable, conditional, scroll because of the oh sorry. I've just cancelled it. So you have navigate to where property results. So yeah, this is where you set if you want it to be instant, smart animate or everything, like you said. It's still the same thing as yesterday, but they just did small upgrade. I hope you understand. But moving on, search. Because all the search are the same thing. So you have to connect all the search to this property results. If we're using components, we don't have to do everything like this. How many search do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it will be different for our own i5 because you're going to use a component. If you use a component, we just have to prototype one and it will reflect in the we have parent components and child components. So all we have to do is just connect the parent component to what we want to connect and it will reflect on the child component. Don't worry, when we get to i5, you understand what I'm saying. Search. So on click, it will navigate to property results instantly. Same for the rest. So because the stuff is already saved, I don't have to change anything here. All I have to so it makes my work easier. All I have to do is just drag it down to this side. Same for the rest. So what else can we connect here? Have we connected landed or housing? When you click on this, it's supposed to go to here. On a norm, I'm supposed to click on this circle because it's the circle that you're supposed to click on. But I click on the rest. So if you want to cancel it, you can cancel it here. Can you still see my screen? You can cancel it here or you can cancel it here. So I can just pick this. And so this is what it will show me if I go to housing. To move to this next screen, you can see the housing is highlighted here. And if I still want to choose landed, I can still go back. I can still go back. Do you understand? I hope you do. Since you're not even saying anything. Okay, I think you've already. I think you've already prototype. Okay, for renting. Say from here, you want to rent. We are in land buy property, and you want to go to rent from this side. This is the rent properties. This is where rent properties are highlighted. So you just move down here. And same for here. If you have to click on housing, move down here. And for landed. So I made a mistake. I distorted something. So what can we use for undo? What's the short? Oh, I don't think. So for undo, I've already made a mistake here.
Control
For
Z.
yeah,
Control Z.
thank you, Control Z. So and it's back. So I'm going to pick my landed and move and go back. So all these screens, you're going to see them when we start presenting. So I think that's all. So when you've already prototype, when you click on one land, okay. So we've not made okay, for collaborate. For collaborate, you can just pick here and go to the screen. So it is necessary to fill the title of your frame so that you'll be able to identify the one which you want to use. Now for collaborators, collaborate. You've already seen your screen here, collaborate. So all you have to do is just connect the icon to the screen, collaborate. Then if you click on share, I've already done this screen before, so I want someone to answer. So if I want to click on share, this is supposed to be a pop-up. So how will I do it? From things that I've said yesterday. I want to make this shell color day a pop-up on top of the screen. So how will I do it? I already explained yesterday, if you were paying attention. No answer. Nobody.
Is let me sorry, let me try.
Okay.
Um, that on click open so I can see the other options.
Okay. So
Okay.
let me give you an hint. It's still on
Okay.
click. We are not
Sorry,
touching
okay.
on we are not
Sorry,
touching
I
on
can't see your screen well. It's standing. Okay.
can I use my screen now?
So go to navigate to. Go to navigate
Okay.
to. Yes.
All right. So where are we going to?
We are going to use overlay.
Open overlay. Okay.
Then close. You said you should use custom if you want manual.
Yes, yes. Okay. Want to use manual.
Yes.
So where should we put it?
Then
Where should we
At the
put it?
left.
You've not set your manual.
Okay, okay. Where should we put it? Top right. We would have used that top right, sha. Or in the center. Yes, okay, that place is okay. Center is okay. Yes, it's okay.
Okay. So,
Then you then click on that close when clicking outside.
okay.
And then click on add background.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That is it. So, for then after collaborate, we should collaborate. Okay, this one is for likes, and this one is for dislike. So, how are we going to connect the dislike so that it will go to like? How are we going to connect that one? How are we going to connect this like this? We're already on the like button and we want to go to dislike button. How are we going to connect that? I need answers, please. I want to know that. I want to ensure that you guys are can understand what I'm saying. So if I want to if I want to swap from, okay, maybe I'm on my phone now. I'm already on like, and I want to click on dislike. How are we going to connect it as a UI UX designer? How are you going to connect the dislike, the faded dislike to the dislike button? Nobody. Ah, this is where we sleep. Oh, I need answers, please, before I start calling names. Ogechi. Ogechi. Can you hear me? Ogechi, are you there? I guess not. Sodiq,
Ma'am, good morning.
good morning. So, how are we going to connect this to get to this? Walk me
All right,
through.
let's all click on that dislike button.
Okay.
Then let's try to make our prototype to that place. Then it will bring a kind of dialogue together.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to navigate.
We are already on navigate. Do you want me
As
to
you
open it?
navigate, yes, open it.
Okay. To where?
Yes, let me see, let me see.
Where do you want me to go?
Come in. Then, ah, I don't know what next.
Okay. The stuff will still be on navigate too because we are not going to open overlay or anything. We are
Yes,
still navigating. It is here that you will not change if you want it to be smart animate or any other stuff that you want.
okay.
And we are still going with instant.
All right.
Thank you for the try.
You.
This is how our boys will be doing it. I will just be calling any people that I want. And also, let me tell you something. So, we've already opened overlay for this one. Assuming do we have Princess Ogechi here? No, we don't. Assuming we have country D, this one for Princess Ogechi. So we've already opened overlay here. If you want to connect this one to this one, because this one has overlay, what we are going to do is we are going to swap it. And there's the option here, swap overlay. Do you understand what I'm saying? There is already an overlay on this screen. We cannot open another overlay. What we have to do is we are going to swap it. if I'm going from year to year, I'm going to swap the overlay that is already here. I'm going to go for swap overlay. Instant. As easy as that. So let's move on. Moving on to favorite. So favorite is empty, add properties. Going for recommended. Same thing, navigate to instant. So if you've add this one, so okay, so this is a recommended screen. So in case you have already filled it, this is favorite screen filled. This one is for the empty slate. This one is for the filled. So you are going to create, if you are doing a design, you're going to create empty or fill, because you have to think of, okay, as a user that is just starting with the app. So on a norm, if you have a message app or stuff, you see maybe probably on WhatsApp, when you delete all your contacts or you delete all your message, you see there is no friend to chat with or something. Add friends. So you have to design for that, and you have to design from where the place is filled already. So this is what we did here. So if you click on one of the favorite item here, is you go to display, still navigate instance because you are navigating to the other screen. Then chat with agent, collaborate. This is when there is no collaborator. So it could be to collaborate. Like I said, empty field, empty field. So let's make this one for when there is no collaborator. So yeah, navigate to instant, then apply. Okay, that's it. What else? What else? So for your profile, actually, I'm supposed to connect all these home screen together, the navigation, to connect everything together. But it should be a lot of work because you have like how many screens here? And because we did not make them a component. If I had already made them a component, all I have to do is just the component that I've made, the parent component, I'll just do everything for that parent component. But now I have to do it one by one by one by one by one by one. And it's going to take us a long time. But let's just do the ones that we can do. So for login and register, you remember our workflow. If you want to, if you want to collaborate, if you want to call an agent, if you want to chat with an agent, you have to bring you back to the authentication screen. On from the start, we did not ask for authentication. We just directed them to home screen so that they will not be stressed, no obstruction in their way. So, but when they've seen a property that they like and they want to collaborate or they want to talk with an agent, then we now bring them back to login and register. So create an account, sign up. So enter your email to continue the sign up process. Still navigate instant and everything. Okay. Then continue, enter OTP, then continue. So you are thinking of their progress when you are prototyping. So when they get to know account and they want to create account, okay. Then from if they have filled this email address, then they'll press continue share. Then if they have filled the OTP, they will press continue. So in the sign up screen, they will fill their name, their phone number, their email, their address, and their password. Then they will click on create an account. It is the create an account, they will not take them to wherever they want to go. And this is the login screen. Login screen will take them to wherever they want to go. And the forget password. So probably when they click on forget password, when they enter their email address, they can press on continue, type the OTP, then authenticate to reset password. So we've been prototyping principles. So let's present. So we have flow one. This one is for the home screen. You can write it that okay, this prototype is for home screen. Because it's not all of them that are joined together. This one is for favorite. Empty. This one is for favorite field. This one is for register. And this one is for login. So let's preview what we've done. You can press play here. So, but before that, so all the prototyping, all the screens that we have is here. We have the home screen, favorite NT, favorite field, register and login. So we have everything here. So here for the testing, you can choose device that you want to use. So there are a lot of things that we can use to present this. You can use any phone that you want. Since we used iPhone mini, you can use iPhone 13 mini. But for presentation's sake, just use let's just use presentation, or okay, probably iPhone 13 mini, so we can see it on the big screen, on the phone screen exactly. So then you press play. Can you see? Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, yes.
Let me restart. Can you see the splash screen? Smart animate. I'm pressing R for restart so you can see what we prototype. You know, we did after delay. You remember that we did for that splash screen, we did after delay. So logo first, then it's smart and to the walkthrough. So, okay, we press next. If you press previous, to go back. Next, next, get started. Can press previous, previous, or can just keep. Because we prototype everything, that's why we are getting from one screen to another. Let me restart again. Logo. Then next, next, get started. Do you understand this? So it says, what type of property do you need? Probably they've clicked on one, then continue. Where did you want your property? Continue, continue. If you do not prototype one screen to another screen, it will not show you. There is no magic in prototyping or Figma. You have to do everything. So it says, get the best property. Remember that we did for filter. So if you click on, can you see? No, did I do the filter? Because I did not do this filter back. If I click on it, it will not show. Do you understand what I'm saying? I only connect filter to when it dropped down. I didn't connect it back. So even if I want to cancel this filter, it will not do because I did not connect it. Let me quickly do that here. So from filter here. Okay, so if I click on this place again, I can go back. As simple as ABC. So let's restart so we can understand what we are doing. So splash screen, walkthrough, next, or I can just keep continue, continue, continue. So get the best property, filter. It has dropped down. Then if I want to bring it up again, can you see? I wasn't able to do that before because I did not connect it. Now I quickly did it and I've done it now. So I can go to housing. I can go back to, can you see what I'm doing?
Yes.
I can go back to landed. I can go to rent property. I can go to housing here too. Oh, I didn't connect that. You can see that. It's telling me that I did not connect that. I can go to search. What else did we do anyway? Okay, I think we connected. But I don't think we connected to go back. So it is during this time that you know the screens that you've connected and the ones that I did not connect. I didn't connect this back button to go back. But I connected collaborate. So let's see our open overlay. So this is how it looks like. Shim Kolade. I think we made the mistake in this overlay. This overlay, let's make it up. Let's take it up. So it will cancel out the, yep. Yes. Can you see? I've brought it up. So I made the changes in the editor and it's already reflecting here. I think that's that about that. If I press outside, it will cancel. See, if I press outside, it will cancel. And when you got to Sheonkolade, this place was darkened a bit so that you focus your attention on Sheonkolade. When I press outside, it closes. Princess Ogechi too. Oh, there was a mistake in that settings. What you have to do is just make the corrections at the editor. Anyway, let's move to favorite screen. This is a favorite screen without when it is empty. Then add properties. Then favorite screen when it is filled. Yeah, still the same thing. Collaborate. Apply to collaborate. There's a problem here. Okay, this is where the problem came from. Instead of open overlay, we did navigate to. Can you see? So I'm going to change it back to open overlay. So if I go back to, I'll have to restart it for the changes to show. No, we didn't set it. It was if you do not set it, it will automatically go to center. So you can just change it here, manual. So and take it to where you want it to be. So can you see? That's that about that. And then for the rest, for register, create account, continue. Continue. It's because we've already prototyped all this. That is how we can see. If I didn't prototype continue, it's not get me to this screen. For login also. Login. Okay, forget password. That was what we prototyped. Continue. Authenticate. So that was everything that we prototyped. Yes. And there are still a lot of things that we didn't prototype actually. But these are the core things inside that we had to prototype. So is there any question before I hand over to Mr. David back? No question.
I think they will have question now by the time I say what I want to say. They will have questions. So since you guys do not have question now, and I believe it's because you've not probably laid your hand on it yet. So in the next 15 minutes, you will need to go and prototype your own project, and then you come back with questions. Are we all together? I know some of you are now connected with your system, while some of you are with your phone. So if you are with your phone, I don't know how you will do it. If you can prototype with your phone, go ahead. But I'm very sure that if you are connected with your system, you'll be able to practice it. And then if this is your first time prototyping, you will have questions. There is no how. So the project that you've been working on all this while that we said, okay, duplicate it, do your own. Now try to prototype it up to the level that we did this morning, at least because it's just for 15 minutes and you are not explaining to anybody. At least let's see what you can do. Now, your time starts now. Start now. You can quickly rush down there and then see what you can do. And then you come back in the next 15 minutes. You don't need to leave the meeting. You can still remain on the meeting. I believe you might have encountered some questions. So it is strongly advisable for you not to forget it. You can just quickly drop it in the comment section, or you put it in your notepad, so that when we finish this our timer, you can easily drop your question. I just need to tell you that real quick. So for those of you that are practicing it truly, you can actually have some questions to ask. If you're working, I believe you should try to be rounding up now, because I won't wait for this timer to finish up fully. Yeah, I won't wait for you, because I believe one of you will have question, and if you don't have, we'll move on to the next thing. Getting ready, get ready or ready. And then let me leave 1 minute for myself. Well. And I stop. The sky. This is where we stop. Who is the your princess? Yeah. And allow you saying something.
Sir, I said before question process that I made a mistake during the prototype that I want to rectify.
Okay, quickly, let me stop sharing so you can do that.
So it's around this open overlay and swap overlay. So I took one for one. So if you want to get from this screen to pop up is open overlay. But from this screen to this screen, that is the one that will be swap. If you want something to pop up from an original screen, then it is open overlay. But from an overlay to another overlay, it will not be navigate, it will not be anything, it will be swap. Then from this one to be another open overlay, not swap. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or should I take it again?
Sorry, please do it again.
Let me cancel it and
Sorry for
join.
that. Sorry for that.
No problem, sir. If you want to open up a pop-up, I've already explained that one. That one is open overlay. No navigate. If you want something to pop up on your screen, that one is open overlay. Then manual, so I can reset how you want it to be. Then all these things, close work, clean, add background, stuff like that. Okay. Now you want to now go to likes and dislike. You want to go to likes and dislike. From this dislike here to this, this one is another overlay. So you will not navigate. You will swap. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So you will swap from this like also back. It should be swap. It should be swap, not open. So from one overlay to another overlay is swap, but from a screen to an overlay is open. Yes, please talk.
Could you like just show us how it would look like when, like, without all these lines, when you're like
Okay.
presenting it, just
All
so
right,
that
I'll
we
do
see
that
the
now.
movement now?
I'll do that now. So collaborate. You can also play it here. So Shonkolade, dislike, like, dislike. Because I swapped it, so there's no need for like. Then Princess Ogechi. Do you understand now? Nobody's talking.
Yes, 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 I did.
Okay, thank you. Mr. David.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, anybody with any question? Anybody with any question? Now you have done the prototyping yourself, and then you have seen how it looks like to prototype. Did you have any questions so far? Anybody with any question before we move on to the next topic for the day? I guess on this Figma, let me just quickly show you some of the things that okay. Yeah, on our profile screen, we have authenticated, and that is to check if you are authenticated or not. So then we have it here as she have explained that. I guess you guys prototyped it. No account. That means if you don't register or you don't log in while you're accessing all these things, and you click on the profile, you get down here, and then you look at the workflow. We have, if it is yes, you go down here straight. That means you will not enter this place. You will enter here. But if you are not authenticated, you will land here, and then you see a button that says create account. And then when you click on the create account, from the flow we have here, we don't just have you to create all your accounts. Look at the flow. It is very, very important for you to understand teamwork. So in some organizations, there are some set of team members that will do this for you in some organization, not startups. Startup will allow UI UX to do all these things together. But I'm telling you, in some US organization, There are some people that do the research, while some do the hi-fi, some do the lo-fi, some do the IA. So they have sections. I was surprised when somebody's telling me on Facebook there are some engineers that deals with the like comment section, just like. There are others that deal with comment. I was like, wow, let me just enter that one first. And then I turned to a lazy boy. So then after that, from the flow we have here, we have email standing all alone. And then we have it here. So you enter your email address. From the flow, it sends you OTP to the email. Then we have it here also, OTP to confirm the email. So the first thing we need to do to grab our user is to enter the email. And after that, you enter the OTP sent to you, then you will now be able to sign up. That is enter user's information. Then you now have your information here, your name, your phone number, your address, and your password. Then after you click on create account, you will land here. That is the login page, because we don't want, or wherever you want to land. So this is the login. It also has the forgot password. When you click on it, you have your forgot password section here. So if you forget your password, enter your email, the same process. You enter your OTP, and then if the OTP is correct, you land here. That is the new password and the confirmed password. Same thing applies to the profile settings. You can just check it up. We have all those things. Recently viewed properties, transaction history, logout, app settings, and then personal information, where you can either toggle, edit details, change password, and the likes. So that is for that. Any other question? Anybody with any question with a prototype and other things? Though I believe these are low file, it's not done yet, but we want to enter into Wi-Fi because of our time, and then next week we will start fully. I'll be explaining principles of design because it's going to help us by the time we enter our i5. This is not how i5 is going to look like that much, but we've structured out, we are going to place things from beginning to the end. But i5 must be beautiful. i5 must be catchy. One of my friends loved to say one word. He say must be slicky. So when user move, navigate, and run from one place to the other, it should be very, very nice. Don't forget, we have a workflow that we are following all through. I don't want you to get confused. So in the design prototype, we have create information architecture, and then we have created and test Lofi. To test a Lofi prototype means you come down to your prototype section, and then actually I have not opened this since morning. As you are working, I don't even know something is going on. Okay, so I have my prototype here. Let me just keep this, and then one of the things I tell you about users is they don't have patience. When they say skip, they click on it, and that is me, for example. So I can either click on any of these, and then I continue. If there is skip here, I'll skip. So this has a scroll. By the time we get down there, we are going to adjust some things. You can see it, the search bar is being covered here, and then this one also has a drop down. Good, awesome. And then do we have any other thing? Yep. This was supposed to be scrolling. Then let's click on latest properties. We have the property here. Do we have anything? Collaborate. Then I've seen a lot of people here, blah, blah, blah. Do we have, this is Colade here. Collaborate with Colade. Okay. I can either add the lights and the slide. Yeah. Okay. That's for that. Let me just come down here to pick up the flows. Let me see empty. Okay, you don't have any property here. Add property. Click on this. Okay, we don't have anything here. So favorite. Click on favorite. We also have this. Collaborate. Apply to collaborate. Yeah. Okay. Register. No account yet. You can click on this. Register. Continue. Create accounts. Yeah. Login also. Forgot password. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So we have flows here, and then we can also add description. We are not going there today. Yeah, so that all being said, and then we move down to design principles, and we need, let me just bring up my screen here so that you guys can see it. Yeah, and present. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, gentlemen, we want to briefly talk about design principles. What do you understand by design principles? It means that there are some things that govern designs. I mean, good designs. There are some things that makes a good design. There are some things that a designer needs to put in place to get a very good design. So there are some principles, there are some flows, there are some actions you need to follow. If you did not follow that, it will really tell on your design. Then you might not be pleasing the user. Remember, UI also is also part of what we call UXD. That is user experience design. So user experience design covers UI UX. You understand? So it covers the experience you get in a design, and also the interface you get in a design. So principles of design. One of the most difficult part of talking about the principle of design is figuring out just how many principles there actually are. The question is, are they 5? Are they 7? Are they 10? So if you're connected with your system or you have a smartphone, you can just quickly search from any of your search engine and say principles of design. I'm very sure that you are going to get dozens of it. Some will tell you 12 principles of design. Some will tell you 95 principles of design. Some will tell you 5 principles of design. So everybody has their principles. Everybody has the way they roll. Everybody has the way they itemize their designs. So Google will return the result of articles that include from 5 more than dozen individual principles. In reality, there are roughly a dozen basic principles of design that beginners and expert designers alike should keep in mind when working on their projects. So there are some things you need to put in mind. There are some things you need to attach to your design. There are some things that need to be considered whenever you are designing. You don't just pick up your mouse and then start designing. Boom, boom. No, you don't just do that. There are some things that has already been settled in your mind that, yes, these are the ways designers go about designing. So even beginners should learn that. Expert knows this. And then that is why you always see. I used to tell some of my mentees, I would tell them, if I should give you a screen to design, and I also design my own, I will give you a screen. I will tell you to replicate it, and I also replicate it. We will do it at the same time. But people will select my own, and they will not select your own. And it will be the same thing, but they will see my own catchy than your own. They will now ask me why. I will tell them because there are some principles that I've already put in place. Until you understand those principles, that is why I used to teach people these things before moving to design. I mean, I-Fi. So in my own part, I have 3 principles. I believe I already mentioned there is no real consensus in design community about the main principles, the actual numbers of design principles. We don't really have actuals. Everybody has their own principles, but they are under these 3 principles that I stated here. Every other, I can still, if I want to write plenty bulky notes, I can have 12. And breaking these 12 down, I mean, breaking these 3 down, you will still get 12. If I should break it down, you'll get 12. My previous notes, my previous presentations that I used to use, I have 12 in it. But now I have summarized them into 3. That said, the following three principles are the summarized version of the dozens of articles that has been written on almost all searches. So we have the colors. That means as a designer, you need to understand color. You need to understand colors. As a designer, you need to understand typography. It is of utmost importance for you to understand the type of font you'll be using in your designs. And then the number three, you need to understand hierarchy. This hierarchy, I can break it down into like 4 or 5 sections, because in it, we are going to have white spaces. So I just don't want to be talking more, because I have them at least break down in subsequent slides. So first thing, I just have brief words there. I'll be using my mouth to talk. Don't mind me. First thing is the color, as we've seen here. Color. In the real world of graphics, let me use that word. Graphics. I don't want to use design now. Graphics. There are 2 major color models. At times, some people call it color profiles. So I will call it color models. There are 2 major color models, though there are some palettes also that we can be talking about. There are exas and the likes, but just believe me, we can work with these 2 color models as beginners. Now, the first one is RGB, and the second one is CMY and K. RGB stands for red, green, and blue. CMYK stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Somebody asked, why is black? Okay, well, I don't know. That is the standard rule. I met it when I was entering design, and I had CMYK. I also asked the same question, but over time, that is how it has been. CMYK. You will notice that if you work in an office and then they give you a color printer, you will see that the printer has some they call it toner, actually, some containers inside it that consist of this CMYK, because most of the times you will notice that the paper and printing that you do, the one that you can feel and touch, is always printed with a CMYK printer. For those of you coming from the background of Corel Draw, Photoshop, and the likes, you will understand what I'm talking about when I say CMYK. Now, when you're in primary school, at some point, they will tell you to buy watercolor. And then you will start mixing color. There is a color they call, let me see if I have it. Okay, I don't have it here. I will use my mouth to talk. There are some color they call primary color. There are some colors they call secondary colors. There are some colors they call tertiary colors. So primary colors are colors that are formed primarily. So we are not the one that produce that. They will tell you to bring blue, and then they will tell you to bring yellow. They will now merge it together. That blue then in your primary school, when they merge it together, I believe you will get what? Who can tell me what you will get? When you merge the blue and then you merge the yellow together, you will get green. I can still remember because I play with it. I paint my face. So I will get green. Then in another word, green is a secondary color. Green is a secondary color. So primary color is the blue. The secondary color is the green. But the green as a secondary color depends on 2 primary colors. Same thing as CMYK now. CMYK, in another word, C in it is cyan. In the world of graphics, blue is now a secondary color. Blue that you use as primary color when you're buying watercolor in primary school is now a secondary color, because you will need the combination of cyan and magenta to form blue. Magenta is just something like your pink or family of red. Yeah, just pink. So it looks like pink. I know ladies, they are very familiar with color because don't mind me. I used to talk about this. Don't mind me. The paint faces. So they do a lot of painting on their face. I don't know. They call it makeup. Yeah. And they understand that color model. They'll tell you, okay, this color is meant for chocolate people. This one is meant for fair people and the likes, etc. Sorry, ladies. I'm just joking, actually, if it sounds somehow. But we're talking about cyan here. Cyan is just like the family of blue. Remember, in your primary school, just have expatiated the other time, blue is a primary color. But here now, in the world of design, blue is a secondary color. Because in CMYK, it needs um, it needs to combine with magenta and cyan before you can get your blue. So now red is also a secondary color. Red, you need to combine the magenta and your yellow together to get red. Now, how can you now get black? How many of you have seen Guinness design? Let me use that. Guinness, not Guinness World Record. I mean the alcohol, Guinness. You will see they used to have one slang. They will tell you, think black, drink black. How many of you have seen it? Let me see if we are together. Give me a reaction. Just give a reaction. Let me see if we are still together. Okay. You will hear, think black, drink black. In another sense, you will now start looking at that their design. You will see that if they should paste their banner everywhere, you will see the quality of the black that they use. It is not just normal black. The black will be very thick. So, in other words, it's the combination of the whole colors. I mean, C, M, Y, and K that gives that black. It is not just normal black. If you put the normal black and this combination of CMYK together with that black, you will see that the normal black will look like gray. If you are with your Figma or about, you can just go and try it. You pick your normal black and then you pick combination of cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And then you now match both of them together. You will see that the normal black will look like a gray because the combination of CMYK will tone out deep black. So in that sense, if you want to get very thick black in design, you shouldn't use your normal black. You will use combination of the four something, but don't try it when you want to print. It will distort your printing, except if you have a very quality printer. We are not talking about graphic design here. But for the sake of this class, we are going to be emphasizing more on RGB. Why? Because RGB is the color model for screen printing. Color model, you can see the way I explained CMYK. That is for paper or printing that you can feel or touch. CMYK. I explained your printer in the office and the likes. But RGB is primarily used for screen printing, design, social media banner. You will use RGB. Don't go near CMYK. Design mockups, UI UX, all these things we use. That is why Figma is based with RGB. Figma is an RGB based software because they believe that your designs will be screen printing. They will need to print it on a screen, your cell phone screen, your iPad, or your desktop, your PC. You need to print the design right on your screen. That is why it is a RGB color model software. So R stands for red, green stands for blue. R stands for red, G stands for green, and B stands for blue. These are the primary color. It can also be mixed. But and the reverse action, if you mix the three of them, instead of you to get black, you will get white. Now, for you to get pink, you will need to mix blue and red. You will get your pink. All these things are mixture. So we are not going to be doing some chemistry here. We are not going to be doing some chemistry. So just let's leave those ones. Assuming we are having a physical class, then we can be practicalizing all this. So these are the things you need to understand with your designs. Anytime you are designing, just make sure it sticks to your brain that you are designing. When it comes to screen designing, you are designing for RGB. When it comes to paper printing or flex printing or whatever printing, you are designing for CMYK. It is strongly advisable and very important for you to know this. And then know your color profile: red, green, and blue. By the time we get into design system, maybe I will expatiate more on RGB. Then the next principle that we are going to be talking about is typography. Basically, there are 5 types of fonts or 5 types of typography in another word. So the entire font that you see all around, they are categorized into 5. So we have the serif, we have the slab serif. Assuming you are a front-end engineer or thereabout, you will understand that if a designer designs something, for example, they design something with they design a screen with Roboto, for example, is very popular, Roboto, and then the front-end engineer or front-end developer wants to import a Google font or thereabout, you will see that Google font will give you that Roboto font, and then they will, at the end, they will now put serif. I mean, sans serif. Sans. Why? Because they know that it is a class of sans serif. That's why they put it there, because that's how a font in development works. You will state your font, and then you will now tell us what category it is. We are not going into front end. So these 5, the first one is serif. Example of serif font is a Times New Roman. You see font that has extra stroke. You see Times New Roman, we have the T, it will have extra stroke. Don't mind me, I was abusing one of my friend. I said, look at your hair, it's a serif. He did not understand. And I said, what's the meaning of serif? I said, because it has extra stroke. Everybody just laughed. It's because I understand all this kind of font and I was using it as a play. So serif, anytime you see a font that has extra stroke, it is considered to be serif, and it is good for paragraph text and also heading. So it is good for both artistic text and paragraph text. So anytime you are writing any font and then you you notice that, oh, this kind of font, I will need a paragraph text, you can go with a serif font, anyone that has extra stroke. So these are the things that you need to put in place anytime you are designing. You don't just enter design and then start using anyhow font. It's not advisable. So the next one is a slab serif. Font with most impressive large serif. For example, they are very thick by nature. They are just thick, but they have extra stroke. Yeah, they have extra stroke, but they are also thick. Clarendon, example. So I don't need to emphasize more on that. Then the third one, okay, where do you need this? You shouldn't use it for a paragraph text. You shouldn't use that for a paragraph text. You can use it for heading that will stand all alone. You shouldn't combine it with a paragraph text or combining it with a text that has italics, because it will distort the design. So anytime you are using a slab serif font, you should try to use it all alone as a heading heading font, heading typography in your design. Then the third one, sans serif. Another thing that comes to you anytime you remember sans, it means remove. Let me just use that trick for you. This is a way I used to remember, oh, sans serif, a serif that has no extra stroke. So, for example, Calibri, Futura. So all these ones has no extra stroke. So with that, we can easily categorize them, just like the one we are using, Gilson and the likes. They have no extra stroke, and most of the times, Google use more of sans serif. Look at your Google Meet that we are using. Look at the font around it. They stop presenting. Someone is presenting the names that is being showed. You will see that all those fonts are with no extra stroke. So it's categorized under sans serif. And note, let me just say this real quick. If you start your design with a sans serif font, please stick to it. Don't mix it up. Don't mix it up. I see some designs, most especially even Google makes some mistakes at times when they are doing designs. You see, they are round corner. They will do rounded corner here. They will put 12 pixels. They will go and do another round corner in another place. They will do 25 pixels. We had a meeting, a conference then on LinkedIn once like that earlier this year. And then I was figuring those things out. And they were like, how did you measure those things? I said, well, it's not today I just entered design. And thank God for their life. They changed a lot. Wow. So that is for that. Sans serif. These are types of serifs that has font that lacks the little serif fit. That is, they don't have extra stroke. With that, let's continue. Script font. How many of you are left hand here? One of my friends, don't mind me, I don't know. One of my friend, I don't know if we have anybody there, Kayode here. His name is Kayode when I was in secondary school back then. And then he used left hand to write. And then I can just call him script font. I used to call him script font because more often his handwriting used to slip. So he used to write in script. How many of you know Pala script? So all these kind of scripts are not very, very, very seen in the world of UI or UI UX. They hardly use it, except if you are building a portfolio. A lot of people use it when they are building portfolio and they want to write their name. They will just put a script. And then remember, I said when they are building portfolio and they want to write their name, you can use a script font also for a paragraph text. It will distort the eyes. It will not be pleasing for the eyes to read. How many of you know why some people will still go to the news vendor and then they will still read news today despite the large number of paragraph text in it? Because it is not too busy for the eyes to read. It is not too busy for the eyes to read. And then they stick to one typography. If you see it, if you go to daily newspaper or any of the ones you've selected, you always say that when they start with the serif font, they will continue like that. One will just be big, one then will be paragraph. One will be big, one will be paragraph. It's because they understand the wise use of typography. They want it to be easy for users to read, despite the large numbers of characters in that soft paper. They will still read it. Users will still read it. Buyers will still read it. Vendors will still go to offices to submit the newspapers every day. So the last one, handwriting fonts. They lack the structure and definition of the letter fonts in a traditional script. Instead, mimicking the loop and flow of natural handwriting, they might also be technically sans serif. In other words, you can either call them script or you can call them sans serif. So they don't really have extra stroke. Yeah, they don't have extra stroke, but they are always sleeping, just like a script font. Then where do you need it? You don't also need it in a paragraph text. With all these 5 typography that I've mentioned now, the ones that I can strongly advise you or recommend to you to use anytime you're having a paragraph text is a serif and sans serif. Others can be going with uh, your uh, your heading, or let me call it artistic text. So subheading, your heading text, you can use any other one, but make sure you pick a single typography. When you pick, for example, when you pick Montserrat, for example, you pick Montserrat, try to maintain Montserrat, even if you are going to change Montserrat later. Maybe you want to have 2 typographics in your designs, maximum 2 in a UI design, maximum of 2 typography, maximum. Yes, maximum of 2 typography. There are a lot of styles that are awesome, that when you use one, it has a lot of styles in it. It has semi-bold, it has bold, it has regular, it has medium, it has italics, it has a lot that you can play around with. So why changing fonts up and down? So typography in another sense is very, very important, and it covers print. So if you see some designs, it's not that the text or the content in it is very plenty. It's because the designer does not understand wise use of typography. You will see them at the top, they are using one font, at the bottom, they are using another one, at the footer, they are using another one. I will now feel like, wow, who taught this person designs? Don't mind me, it's just a joke. So as designers, you need to consider the wise use of selecting fonts, as I have explained. All right, let's move on. The third one, hierarchy. Excuse me. I've been talking too much. Somebody please unmute and read the first paragraph for us. Let me use that to relax my mind and sip water. Somebody read it. Anybody? Okay, Princess, go ahead.
Okay. Hierarchy is the principle of arranging elements to show their order of importance.
Go ahead.
Okay. Designers structure visual characteristics. Example. Sorry, I can't see again. Okay. Example, menu icons, so users can understand information easily. By laying out elements logically and strategically, designers influence users' perceptions and guide them to desired actions.
All right. Thank you. Hierarchy. I want to quickly ask 5 people to answer this question, and I'm going to jot it down. How I wish this is Zoom. We will have a whiteboard, a board that I can quickly display so that we will do something. I just want to create a scenario here, rather. Something you want to, okay, let me say hierarchy is the principle of arranging elements to show the order of importance. Order of importance. Now, in other words, I can say level of importance. With that simple definition, there is something that came up. Something happened. You want to lay something at the level of importance. Now, give me how you are going to lay it or order it. The first one is your grandmother. Let me use that. Grandma. Let me use your grandma. Then your mother. Then you as a lady. So then your daughter. 4 things. If you are a guy, your grandfather, grandpa, your father, you, and your son. So 5 people real quick. tell me which one will come first if you are to level it or you order it as a level of importance. Which one comes first? Then which one comes last? Remember, everybody is important. Yeah, because I think it's family hierarchy now. Everybody is important. But to you, which one is of topmost importance to you? Everybody's opinion is right. Believe me. Remember, hierarchy. It's not as if I am the most important person or this thing is the most important person. Your view and perspective to things differs. So if you tell me your daughter is coming number one, you are coming number two, your grandma is coming number three, and your mother is coming number four, good. That is the way you've seen it. I will not tell you this is this and this is that. I will tell you my own too, and I'll tell you why I chose that. So let me start from you guys. Anybody want to tell us? You tell us your name, and then I will write it down, and then you also tell us why you've chosen that level of importance. Hurry up. Or you did not understand the question. Ogechi, you are mute. You want to say something?
Oh, okay. I think I'll start with my mom. Then
Okay.
I'm included, right?
Yes.
Okay. My mom, then I think myself, my grandma, and my daughter. Though I'm not married yet.
No problem. It's just we are just assuming. So you said your mom first.
Yeah.
Ogechi, mom. After that, you. After that, grandma. After that, your daughter. Let's assume you have a daughter. So you already said it. You are not married yet. Now, why do you select your mom first?
Because growing up, she's the person that actually I know more.
Okay, so
So
then
I
later it comes
think
to you.
yes.
Then later it comes to your grandma. Why do you select your grandma third?
Because maybe she died is because she died when I was little, so I did not actually know her that much.
Okay, then the last one is your daughter because you are not married yet. That's why you put your daughter at number 4, right?
Yes, maybe.
Actually funny. Well, that's good. That's your own view. Do I have anybody that want to speak?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sadiq.
I'll start with my son.
Your son. That's good.
Yes. Then myself,
You,
and my father and granddad.
your father, and then your grandfather. So why your son first?
My son. So, why acknowledge that the person without a child, that person is in this side of our country. It's as if that person has no life. So my son is actually very important to me because I work mainly to make them proud and somebody in life.
Okay. So
Then myself, without me, I won't be able to actualize the dream that I've shot for my sons. So I'm very, very important to people to actualize my dream and that of my son and my parents.
okay. So your father.
Yeah, my father. Tell my father, I won't be there. So my father is also important as we struggle to make me somebody I like. So it's no more.
Hmm.
Then grandpa last.
Okay. That's the second person. I need just quick 5. Catherine, you are not saying anything today. What happened? I guess you're on road. You're on transit. Okay. Femi, Kolade. So why am I
Yes,
calling
sir.
their
Ah,
name? Okay. You want to speak?
okay. So I think for me, my mom first, me, my siblings. I'm still single, you know. So my siblings.
Hold
Uh,
on, hold on. You've turned it around. You are a guy. So you should go with grandpa, father, you, and son. Then we assume that you have a son. Yeah?
okay, okay.
Grandpa, father, you, and son. So which one will go first?
Let's do, because I didn't know my grandpa. I don't know what it looks like. So let's do father first.
Father. Then after that,
Me,
okay. After that,
my son,
after that,
future son. And then those people that the sons that I motivate that
the
are not
sons
my
that you
biology.
motivate, they are not part of the option. That should be your grandpa.
Okay, all right, my grandpa.
All right. So yeah. Who else? Who else? Who else? Yeah. Let me have one more person, and then I'm good to go. One more person. Paula, do you want to speak? Or Grace Baye? Grace Baye, please speak. I want you. Oh, she's not here, I guess. Or she's doing something else. Okay. Who else? Nobody. Okay. You guys are curious to hear what I want to say about myself. Okay. If I am the one,
Yes, we are.
if I am the one, the first person I would choose is myself. I am not greedy. It's myself. I'll choose myself first. I said level of importance. I'll choose myself first. After that, when I said let's assume as if we are married, or if you want to answer, that means you're married and then you have a son. After that, I will choose my son because I'm building my family with my son. Then I will now choose my father. Remember, all of them are important. Then I will now choose my grandfather. I have explained it. The first person is me. You are addressing me. You want me to tell you who is important. If I am not here, that means nobody is important in my family. For me to present myself to you, I will come first. Then I'll pick my son first. Second. After that, I'll pick my dad. And then I will now pick my grandfather. I have never seen how he looks like before. Even I've never seen him in picture before. That's why I'm putting him the fourth. Or I should just say how the people I mentor to, just like them. Okay. Well, that is my own view. Everybody has their views. Now, we've just practiced what we call hierarchy, level of importance. Now, let's assume in Nigeria, there is someone that just been elected as the president of Nigeria. And then there is a newspaper that want to show us the speech of the president, the new elected president of Nigeria. what will be the heading, the biggest thing there? They will show you the name or the title of what they want to talk about. So the level of importance, e.g., menu icon, so you guys, users can understand information easily. Bola Ahmed Tinubu become the new president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Bam! That's the biggest thing. Then other things can then come as stories. Users need to see in UI, that is user interface design, and effective visual hierarchy helps, number one, inform. It helps to impress, and it helps to persuade users. Even if you don't want to go there, you will still go because you've seen something there. Now, users who have expectation, especially about an interface appearance. So for a website, app, or related product to succeed, it is crucial to structure its pages or screen to minimize users' uncertainty. Show maximum empathy with them and give them something pleasant to view. You want them, okay, for example, there is this Gmail application. I believe, if not all, almost all will have Gmail application on our cell phone. But why don't you try to open Gmail on your browser with your phone, not with your system, with your phone? And then you will now see something that will pop up. That thing will tell you that view Gmail in your mobile application. Then two things will be at the bottom. I don't know if they've changed it, but as at earlier this year, I was checking it. Two things will come up. Then the first thing is a button, go to app. That means open it in app. Then one small thing will now come at the bottom. They will now tell you continue with browser. What does that mean? It means that Gmail is comfortable with opening your email with an application. So they will present that one very big to you. Or if you want to accept to a license agreement, they will open accept. Accept will be very big, and then decline will be small. Or yes or no. Or you want to bring a subtopic or a topic and a paragraph text. These are scenarios. These are places where you can apply hierarchy. It shows level of importance. Which one is most important to the users? Which one will impress the user more? Which one will bring more information about what the users want? Which one will persuade the users to keep remaining on the mobile application? So these are the things that a user will always want to see in your design. You don't just use, or you don't just design the entire application or the entire screen just the same way. No, it's not done. You need to put some levels of importance. You need to put some hierarchy. You need to put some things bigger to each other. Let me use that simple word. Some should be bigger, some should be smaller. Level of importance cannot just be only big part. It can come with extra formatting. For example, when we are designing our Lofi, there are, okay, let me quickly show you that there are some things we just put in place in our Figma. For example, we'll have, this is the one I can quickly remember. Okay, look at this now. Which page are we currently on? This screen is currently showing what? This screen here is currently showing what? Change password. And if you look at it, it's not as if this guy is bigger to this guy. No, but this guy is more visible than the edit details. I guess you understand what I'm talking about. So that is what we mean by level of importance. So you want users to see this one first before this. I guess you understand what I'm talking about now. So going back to where we're coming from, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, slideshow. Okay, fast forward then. I guess we have no question with the principles of design we just talked about. Then introduction to Figma design system. In other words, you can say design system in Figma. What do you call this design system? Let me quickly run through what it's all about. A design system is a component library. I did not put A. That's a typography error. A design system is a component library and style guide rolled into one. Something which enables you to have those core UI's element pre-built. For example, I don't have much thing. This is the last one I'm going to be presenting, I guess. Yeah, this is the last screen. This is the last screen. I will just use my mouth to talk. I've edited a lot of things in this presentation. Something like button. You notice that in some application, the buttons are just uniform. We have primary button, we have secondary button. They've pre-designed it. So whenever they need button anywhere, they will just bring the button and they will just remove the text like update, submit, login, register, and the likes. So they used to have primary button, they will have secondary button. So primary button can go with the background of the primary button can just go with the primary color. So color also is part of design system. Typography also is part of design system. Yes, typography, color, these two are also part of design system. In fact, layout is part of design system. And these are some of the things that we are going to be creating come next week, Monday. We are starting with a design system, and also we'll be creating a style guide. We'll be creating a component library and a style guide. So it will help us from the beginning of the design, since we already have our Lofi, and then we've seen how our design will look like. We've seen that, okay, we will need primary button in some places. We will need some heading text, heading font in some places. We will need paragraph text. We will need spacing. We will need layout in some places. We will just create all those things, and then I guess in 2 hours we can finish the entire design that we use 2 or 3 days to actualize the Lofi, if we have our style guide and our component library set. So something which enables you to have those core UI elements pre-built, ready to go, allowing you to focus, allowing you to focus on the nuisance of a design project and complete it so much fast. So this is where I'm going to drop my pen for today, and I'm going to welcome any question from anybody. So if you have any question based on what we've done so far, the prototyping, and that's the testing we've done for our Lofi, the design system, and the principle of design. So please just quickly drop your question, and don't forget to drop your attendance. Thank you very much. If you have a question, please drop your question. And if you do have a question, we can quickly call it a day. Thank you. Any question? All right.